Welcome. My name is Michelle with Mattingly Consulting. I'm joined today by Leicht from AV Partners and Jim Peterson from Lumagen to talk about the new Lumagen Radiance Pro 5000 series video processors.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. A lot of our customers are not that familiar with Lumagen. You know, they might know that Lumagens are used all over Hollywood and in studios and major screening rooms, but they don't know exactly what the Radiance Pro processor does. So let's say I'm designing a home cinema with a 235 widescreen. Why do I need a Lumagen?
Well, the Lumagen, we've been selling video processors now for nearly 20 years, and we've grown with the industry. One of our focuses is on anamorphic screens, 235, 240. And so what we've developed are lots and lots of setup features to make a anamorphic screen, whether you have an anamorphic lens or not, work as best as possible. So we do all the aspect ratio, the setup, you can do customization, set the sizing. But a key feature that we're finding is very popular right now is the image-based auto aspect, which allows you to support a 235 screen and have the Lumagen decide how to display that on your 235 screen, whether it's 16 by 9, 2.0, 2.2, 235 or 240 content, or even 4:3, the Lumagen will decide based on the image and set that up and then automatically select the aspect ratio so the customer doesn't have to do that manually every time.
That's great. So if I have a masking screen and I can send presets to it, and I know now with Netflix, for example, you've got 2.2, you've got all these different aspect ratios to cover. How do I get the information to my masking system?
Yes, the Lumagen has the ability to send an auto report whenever a piece of status that changes, that it's being reported back to the control system. So like for a Crestron, we can automatically send information that the source aspect ratio has changed.
Okay, well, that's a really great reason to have a Lumagen processor in the system. What else makes a really compelling reason to have a Lumagen processor in a home theater system?
The dynamic tone mapping for HDR is, we believe, second to none, and is actually being used in some commercial applications in some studios to do quality checks for a major studio is actually using it in the post to make sure that their HDR content for consumers is going well. But that will give you the very, very best image quality for HDR on a projector. You have up to 4,000 nit masters now in HDR movies, and often projectors are sub 100 nits or maybe just over 100 nits. You have to basically do grading on that content on the fly, and the Lumagen grades every frame of the movie. It detects scenes. It does all of the transfer function adaptation on a scene and a frame basis. So that is going to give you the absolute best HDR on your projector.
Well, that sounds great for 4K HDR sources. What happens if I want to watch a cable channel that doesn't have the greatest video quality?
Yes, the scaling in the Lumagen is generally considered to be the best. So often people tell us they actually put the Lumagen in to make their satellite 1080i look better. So the deinterlacing, is very good. The scaling is, we believe, the best. It has edge enhancement, other features to actually tune that up to make that look as good as possible for less than perfect content.
We know that your new 5000 series Radiance Pro processors have been years in the making. What's new?
Well, historically, even with the 4000 processors, the customers that have a high-end audio system that send audio through the Lumagen, I often get calls of, why does it sound better going through the Lumagen? I know the Lumagen does not process audio. And the answer to that is reduced electrical noise and reduced jitter versus most sources. So going through the Lumagen in the 4000 series has made some improvements. 4000 series has an output jitter at 18 gigahertz of around 80 picoseconds, which is about 20% lower than the spec. And then the output jitter on the 5348, which is the current 5000 series model, output 3 that we use for the projector, was measured at 45 picoseconds against a spec of about 100, 102 picoseconds. So it dramatically reduced data jitter, but key for audio is the clock jitter was measured at about 10 picoseconds. But some are even feeding back, and I've actually seen it, is that because it's such a low electrical noise, such a low jitter, absolute minimum bit error rate, they're actually seeing an improvement, slight improvement, but an improvement in the video versus the 4000, which was before that the very, very best video possible. So we're basically redesigned it, lots of linear power supplies, put Faraday cages in all the DCs. So there's a lot of technical stuff we've done to reduce the jitter and electrical noise to as low a point as we can.
Now, you had mentioned something to me also about buffer, including new buffer chips on the outputs.
Yeah. The output, we actually put a Texas Instrument chip that's designed to smooth out the output. The outputs on the 4000 series are coming directly from a chip, from a lattice chip, and the TI chip is designed as a buffer for HDMI. So we can control the EQ, we control the voltage, and it also is a de-jitter circuit. So it actually helps reduce the jitter as well. So we feel that the output of the 5000 series is an improvement and will help with marginal projector inputs, which we see quite a bit, and make that a lot more robust connection.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for having me. And if anyone has any questions, they can contact you, of course, or they can contact me directly. Be happy to discuss the features of the Radiance Pro line.
Thank you guys. Thank you both so much, Jim and Eric. AV Partners will have more news and tech tips coming soon. Subscribe to their YouTube channel and visit avpartners.org for more information. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.